So it's a pleasure for me to introduce the graduate student speaker, Anthony Kougkas. Anthony joined the PhD program in 2013 after he completed his master's degree in Athens, in Greece. At IIT, he joined the Scalable Computing Software Lab, and he was very productive in his PhD research. He published multiple papers. He also received the Best Graduate Teaching Assistant Award in 2014. His research eventually led to a very large multi-million, multi-institution NSF award, and he's currently continuing work on this project. He's also the founder and president of the Computer Science Graduate Student Association. He was a volunteer of numerous ACM and IEEE departmental events. And overall, his contribution to the CS department and the university was multidimensional. So please join me in welcoming Anthony.
Dear faculty, staff, families and friends, and fellow graduates, on behalf of the graduating class of 2019, I say welcome to everyone and thank you for celebrating this special day with us. I would like to congratulate all students here, including myself, for graduating. I consider it a great honor to speak to you today. At the same time, it's a great responsibility. Preparing for this speech, I promised myself I'll stay away from graduation cliches like we made it, we survived, simply because I don't believe graduate school is something one survives but experiences. However, I made no promises about using my own heritage to inspire you, so embrace yourselves for a lot of quotes from ancient Greek philosophers. You see, I'm Greek, and besides being loud and speaking with our hands a lot, we like to think deeply about not only the what and how, but why we do certain things, like going to graduate school, for example. Reminiscing about our time here as Illinois Tech's computer science graduate students, there are a plethora of words that can be used to highlight the events, the trials, and our feelings. Ideally, I should tell you something that can capture everyone's experience in graduate school. But this is impossible. Everyone is different with wildly different backgrounds, ethnic and racial groups, religions and native languages, constituting this amazingly diverse canvas of people our computer science department and ultimately America is. Everyone had their own agenda joining grad school, whether it was to further our professional development, to pursue our interests in more depth, or to contribute to world's knowledge, which therefore shaped our unique experience in this school. But besides our different agendas, we are now bound by universal truths, and we're connected by speaking universal languages. We ought to embrace our differences and use them to make the collective a better place to be. This is something I've learned here since day one. Allow me to share my experience on Illinois Tech, hoping it will resonate to many of you, since a large body of the graduates are international students. When I left Athens, almost 6 years back, I wasn't sure what I would get in return. I was excited, but at the same time, a little scared of the new reality here. I had seen countless American movies and TV shows, and I thought I sort of knew what I would encounter. But, and I'm sure a lot of you may felt the same way at one point or another, nothing prepared me for experiences like dealing with the imperial measurement system, for example, or getting used to holding the door open behind me for total strangers, constantly saying, "I'm sorry," or "excuse me," or even tipping at restaurants and stores. That was weird. I remember a friend was telling me, if you're ecstatic about your experience, you should give this much tip. If it was okay, just give them this much. Even if there was a bug in your food, you still have to give them a tip. But be careful, because you should only tip on the total amount before taxes. I was like, wait. This is even harder than the algorithms classes by Professor Kapoor and Professor Kalinescu. What about our experiences in the city of Chicago? Surviving the stormy, cold Chicago winters and the polar vortex, which I thought it was a new flavor of Gatorade. Learning the difference between a soda, a Coke, or a pop. There's a hint, there's none. I knew I was in grad school when I kept promising myself in the beginning of every semester that I'll start using the sports facility and the gym at the Keating Center, but never actually found time to actually do that. I kept trying to convince my friends that coffee is a major food source, one that can be turned into source code. He never did. Trying to figure out what a dissertation actually is while I was working on one. I then realized that no one else seemed to know either. Finally, being the living meaning of the word procrastination. Thank you, Netflix, for that. However, besides those things, those little things, this city and this school was an exciting place to be. Being here gave meaning to some expressions such as life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness from the Declaration of American Independence, or land of the free and home of the brave from the American national anthem. During my time here in Illinois Tech, I interacted with amazing people such as all of my fellow students here, inspiring faculty. I worked with cool companies like IBM, Google, and Intel, and I collaborated with amazing organizations and institutions such as Argonne National Laboratory of the Department of Energy and NASA. And yes, that's NASA, it's so cool. The famous Morpheus from the Matrix movie said, "Everything that has a beginning has an end." I urge you all to remember this when you find yourselves in unpleasant situations, such as that term project you never wanted to be part of, or that excruciating job interview you're afraid of taking, because there will be an end to that. You should also remember it in happy moments like today. Learn to cherish these memories and be grateful for our small victories. Aristotle said, if you don't like the answers, ask different questions. And I would like to interpret this by saying something quite unexpected and maybe possibly controversial. Quit often and quit early. And yes, I said quit. I cannot tell you how many times I started a new research project during my PhD that led nowhere. I wasted months of work just to finally see that that topic was not very fruitful and it couldn't lead to a publication. If only I was brave enough to quit it and move to something better, faster than I did. Society thinks of quitters as losers, but in reality, quitting is a sign of higher intelligence and education. Today, in our graduation, we all ask ourselves, how can I be happy? We now have this fancy new degree. How can I use it to make myself happy? A lot of you have already lined up jobs and various gigs. Please ask yourselves if you're truly happy doing them. If the answer is not really, I encourage you to quit early and try something different. Don't continue doing something because of pressure from peers and society. Find something that you're really good at and enjoy doing. A word that captures this journey is the word genius. Now, genius has come to mean something very particular in modern English. We think of genius of someone who's really good at something, who's the best. But if you go back to the roots, the word genius used to mean something different. It referred to the essence of something. So it's not a question of are you a genius, but what is your genius? Education and the skills we acquired here can take us this far. It is up to us to find our genius. Day by day, what you choose, what you think, and what you do is who you become, as Heraclitus said. I would like to close my remarks by quoting Epictetus, and that's the last quote from Greek philosophers for today. Make the best use of what's in your power, and take the rest as it happens. This little truth helped me navigate graduate school, and it's the one thing not the one thing, but one thing I'll keep with me moving forward. Make your best effort to nail that job interview, to submit that academic paper on time, to deliver your code by the deadline. We cannot control whether the conference will accept our paper or that hiring manager will extend us an offer. We must only worry about things we can control. Regulating stress in this modern world, especially in tech that moves so fast, is key for a well-balanced life. Once again, congratulations to all of us. Now that we have graduated, now that we don't have any student discounts in stores and online subscriptions, I call upon all of you to lead a happy, successful life and give back to less fortunate members of our society. Appreciate your own accomplishments, but also respect the sacrifices your families, parents, partners, friends had to make to support you in this journey. I want to personally thank this community science department for the education it provided, my PhD advisor for his tremendous support, and lastly, my support system, my friends and family, for sticking with me till the end. Thank you for your time, and I wish us all good luck.
Anthony, you're so tall. Thank you for your wonderful speech and a token of appreciation from the department.
Thank you.